Hi, this video is called Blood Remembers. So, I wrote a song or poem a long time ago, um, 2016. Um, it's just blood remembers what time would have you forget. And then later, silent no longer will be the dead. We are the voices that won't leave your head. So, there's that. Um, I have it written down, the original, but I cannot find it. I have a bunch of journals um, stored away. And when I was listening to Lolita and Nish, they did bring up that phrase, blood remembers. And then I was like, I have to tell people that little saying because it goes with that theme that we're talking about. Um, but yeah, it's a lot. Um, we don't really know sometimes why we have certain thoughts until we have them. And then if we lead ourselves to finding the answer, um, that's usually just an allowing, really. Like you can't, you you have the thought that won't leave your head. Is it from like you? Yeah, you are your blood. You might have, memories or whatever from it doesn't even necessarily have to be a real memory. Like it's more of a feeling even sometimes. You go to certain places and you're like, this doesn't seem like it was what it is. Um, or you go somewhere and you get a feeling about that area and you leave it, find out things, some not so good things have happened in that area. So, um, we all have an ability to remember um, and I think heal ourselves by dealing with whatever it is we need to deal with here. Um, we all have different themes that we're going through, and being aware of your astrology and the place that we live in here, and how it kind of it wants you to do what it is that you want to do but don't want to do. And like you get certain things, but it's based on your level of acceptance. Or it's here to teach you a lesson about what you don't accept yet about yourself. And those are also what the thoughts are leading to you to in the healing of your blood. But maybe you don't need it to be healed. Maybe you're supposed to be sick. And then that's a lesson in itself too. Because I don't think we're supposed to be sick here. A lot of times that sickness happens because of how um, others have treated us, trauma response. There's lots of different layers to people here and how they treat one another. And for the longest time, I've been very frustrated with, um, just males, but really it's females too, girls. There's a lot of programming going on for most majority of males to act like pedophiles and most majority of females to act like girls instead of women, you know? So it's not good. It's bad. And a lot of these breeding programs are about manipulation and codependency and narcissistic and people pleasing and all the whatever. Just people having some type of whatever with each other. And I do think the blood, um, it has a role here. It's definitely, I've always felt like we're soul is, or spirit. And I do believe, or I know that we are all special, and they like to mess with us, but really, is it them messing with us, or is us messing with us? Sometimes it's both. Sometimes we have to learn things in ways that we don't understand until we're like, oh, okay. So, um, it's good. It all it all works out. It's supposed to, but it is kind of ridiculous too. Um, Beyonce song, "Girls Who Run the World, Girls," and it's true because a lot of what is patriarchal systems, they wouldn't be what they are if women didn't also uphold them very religiously and rigidly. Um, and we all have programming in Western society as women to groom ourselves a certain way, and it's very girlish because only a girl doesn't grow hair. Man doesn't have, doesn't wear or has like a perfect face, and the makeup is kind of a part of, like, a lot of women, they cannot be outside without makeup. And it's all like a perception thing because I like it too. Like, I used to wear it all the time. Then I stopped wearing it mostly because I was like sensitive to it, and then it became a like, I really want to like my face how it is. Um, but I do think that we all have our own preference and stuff, but you gotta ask yourself, if you're required to do something, why is that? Or if you feel like you have to do something, why is that? And women especially uphold this like ignoring of reality because of living in that performative um, era for most of their life. Um, and not to say that men aren't also performing. I do believe that most males here are performing, being good men. Um, not that they're, not that they aren't. It's just that they believe and have realized that it's difficult for them to overcome their base desires here. And that is catered to an extent that is very frustrating for both sexes, right? It's a hex, not us. So, um, but yeah, I do know that we have the ability to perceive ourselves differently based on how much we're allowing ourselves to be ourselves, and that's a process and constantly learning. And it is difficult to be in a world that does cater to the base urges more than it does the higher ones. But um, perhaps like the earth changes and when we stop hurting ourselves, because the culture of this society that we're in is a rape culture, but it's like people forcing each other to do things they don't want to do is like that's what the system runs on in all ways. So as long as we're not doing that, I think we get out of that culture. And and with Lita, we were talking about connection, and I do want to work with people and um, you know listen to their stories. I know we all have so many of them that we'd like to share our experiences here in this weird world, weird supernatural world. um, spinning around in circles, hypnotizing you with lies. But then it's like, if you know yourself, if you're not lying to yourself, then you can see through it. So, all the world's a stage, but we can choose to be our own player and do what it is that we need to do to be that. It's not easy. So we're all gonna, you know, do what we need to do until we get there, I guess. Um, the story I just heard her, Lilia speaking about with um, the woman Layla, like it's just, so many stories of males just being this way, and I'm sure females are this way too. They take advantage of that nature that males have. They didn't know that a male is, looking. And even if he's in a relationship, they won't care. They'll still do something because they can, or they know that, he will, if they're willing, right? And usually the women that do that are women that, have a lot of issues, obviously, but, sometimes they're not that attractive, or they think they are. But I'm not even gonna lie. I know very attractive women do it too, as a way to like get at other women. So like, and then a big part of why males get away with what they do get away with is because their mothers or the women in their life will just allow that, or they'll deny. So I want to say like that a lot of it, can be these entities, but they're able to work through people because people allow it. So that is one part um, that I definitely, you know, I think a lot of what's happened is they want us to forget who we are. Ultimately, we are able to do the things that we want to do. And like if you look at the trees situation, they got rid of a lot of the fruiting female trees, because they don't want to have free food. So, in our the cultivation right now is about war instead of like, healing the earth and, you know, working that way. It's like we're being destroyed by, maybe it is entities that want to take us over, but I do think it's also the people that want materialism, or they don't want to like recognize their own ish and deal with it. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop it there. But Blood Remembers is the title, and I hope you all have a good day. If you all would like to connect with me, I'll leave, just, reach out in the comments, and I'll leave in the description another way you can email me if you want. All right, have a good one.